Oh no! Whoa, I am cursed today. What is up, fellow gamers? So far, everything I know about the eBlaztr I learned from this single picture on Reddit and the fact that it comes with a gigantic hiking style backpack. But I'm excited because if this is the future of portable gaming, bam, then it looks pretty good to me. Sort of. Okay, this one's gonna be complicated. And it's gonna be brought to you by our sponsor.
ViewSonic. Their Elite XG321UG mini LED monitor offers a 4K native resolution IPS panel with a 144Hz refresh rate. It comes with G-Sync Ultimate R4 and a quantum dot color layer, so it's great for both gamers and creators. Learn more at the link below.
Whether it's the illness fog or something else, truthfully, I'm a bit confused right now because they sent me 2 graphics cards, 2 power supplies, and really no instructions. So why don't we begin by opening up the eBlaztr. Wait. Dear Linus, congratulations. You've been chosen to do the eBlaztr test. Put together an eBlaztr without a manual. This is totally not because I haven't created an English manual yet. Oh crap. It's a backpack mountable, full freaking computer. What could go wrong? First thing I did was lay the thing down on the monitor. Okay, hold on. I apparently get one small tutorial. How to put the legs on. Okay. Ah! This is an early prototype. This is their low volume production. They have apparently actually shipped some units to individuals. So it's 3D printed, but they are apparently working on injection molded parts for here, and here. And I mean, as it is, it works. By now, it should be more clear what we're looking at here, but we still don't know why we are looking at here. According to the creator, Jonan Bonsen, he had grown tired of the compromises of gaming laptops, high prices, poor thermals, and of course, lower performance compared to gaming desktops. So why not have something that achieves all of that? I mean, if the battery life is gonna be negligible and you're gonna need a giant bag to cart the thing around anyway, you might as well save a buck and get the customizability that a desktop affords. Of course, the journey from that concept to here has been complicated. And my journey from this to a built computer is apparently going to be very complicated. I should probably give Plouffe a call. Maybe he can clarify why I have 2 power supplies and 2 graphics cards to start with. Okay, truthfully, I have done almost nothing so far, but the reason I called is that I wanted to get a better understanding of the parts you sent me. I don't see a CPU, but I have 2 graphics cards and 2 power supplies. Is this some kind of special magic computer?
No. There should be a CPU with the memory and the SSD.
Oh, you're right. I see it.
Yeah, it's in there. Did you get it open?
Well, you haven't addressed my 2 power supplies and 2 graphics cards yet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so basically I was thinking of doing like an average gamer build, 750 watt and a 3070, but it can technically fit a 3-slot card up to 13 inches. So there's a 3080 Ti and a 1000 watt power supply in there if you wanted to go that route.
Wait, so you asked me, have I gotten it open yet? Because you are expecting that to be a challenge, I suppose.
Maybe.
You know what? I think you underestimate me. I don't want your lifeline. Goodbye.
Okay. See ya.
We've got this. Whoa! I started taking off screws at the top and... Okay. This is neat. We've got some I/O pass-through here. Network, front audio, so that's your headphone, microphone jack, 2 USB 2s, 2 USB 3s. Where do you plug in display? Here's the back. So it seems to be stamped aluminum, which is good because it's lightweight, but don't expect it to be the strongest thing in the world, you know what I mean? I actually don't see any case fans, so I guess it better perform like an open air test bench, because it sure won't perform like a case with cooling fans. Oh, these are locks. Oh, okay. Well, that one came off. Oh, okay. These appear to be quad SSD mounts. No shortage of storage capacity in this thing. This bracket here seems to be designed to accommodate pretty much any AC to DC power brick that you could require for what seems to be a 24-inch gaming monitor. Shark Gaming, not a common brand here in North America, so I don't know anything about this particular model. But I'd say that as long as you don't have a super high profile brick, yeah, it should probably fit in here. As for how you would handle plugging into a monitor that does not require an AC to DC adapter, yes, there does seem to be a way to do that. You can either come down here, or it looks like this. Oh, okay, this piece can be permanently popped out. It's actually still held in place with these little spot welds here, so I don't want to mess with that right now. Hey, yeah, I've got another question for you.
Okay.
What is it that made you think I wasn't going to be able to handle this? I got this.
I don't know. It's there's no instructions and there's nothing. It's a bit of a prototype, so there's no arrows or anything. Did you open the back?
I did. It kind of fell off.
Okay.
So I think I'm in good shape, but it is also quite possible that I will end up calling you.
Sure. Yeah, it's small form factor. That's kind of the main hard part though, is finding those tabs. So as long as you were able to get it off, then you should be okay for the most part.
I always get it off. Okay, bye. You know what though, now that we've got it open, there's some really cool stuff in here that we should take a closer look at. First of all, this has got to be the flattest DisplayPort cable that I have ever seen. And if I had to guess, I would say that this is not meant to be a desktop full-size DisplayPort cable. This looks more like it's some kind of ribbon cable used for DisplayPort signaling in laptops or integrated devices, but that they have just, you could see, probably soldered a full-size DisplayPort connection to and then heat shrink wrapped themselves. And this is another cool thing. Apparently this leg design is patented by them, and I can see why they would have done that. It's actually super cool. When you press the button, okay, you can see the teeth loosen up. So that's what allows the feet here to move freely, okay? And as soon as you let go, the teeth lock the feet into place. And they're not infinitely adjustable, but from the outside, the adjustments are so fine that honestly, I couldn't tell. I had to open it up and look at the spacing of the teeth to find out what exactly the adjustment granularity was. All right, we're going full bore, 1,000-watt power supply. For our motherboard, we've gone with a B660i gaming Wi-Fi from ASUS's ROG Strix lineup. Why this? Because it has everything we need. Dual M.2s, one on the front with cooling, one on the back with not as much cooling. Ample VRMs for the Core i7 that we're gonna be installing. Did I say Core i7? I meant Core i5 12600K. I guess they expected me to take the more reasonable path for the build. Team couldn't decide what they wanted me to build today. Something that makes sense or something that is absolutely balls to the wall. So we've got Corsair Vengeance DDR5 4400 megatransfer per second, which doesn't sound that impressive until you learn that it is a CL36 kit, which, yes, for those of you who have not been paying close attention, for DDR5 is pretty darn tight. For cooling, we've gone with the LGA 1700 version of the Noctua L9i. That's the thing about builds like this, is that while they can be big, you don't have a lot of depth to them, right? Because you're trying to make them packable. You know what? I bet that's why we went with the Core i5, because those higher-end Alder Lake chips really do spit out a lot of heat. Whoop! I assure you, that was not the fault of the tool. That was the operator. You can still safely sign up for a notification for when the LTT store screwdriver is going to arrive. There are different colors, by the way. So you can see this. The motherboard slides exactly in between these rails here. There's no room to move. A word of advice for eBlaztr. You guys do not actually want to target tolerances that tight for mass production. That will be a problem for you. Man, this is gonna look awesome. The length for my Ethernet run is perfect. Lands right in the 2.5 gig port on my motherboard here. You can see that. But what I would have thought they would have done is some kind of lower profile boot here, especially if they're, DIYing their own cables and stuff. Curiously, we actually are not going to be relying on any of the rear I/O of the motherboard. We're actually just going to use all of the front I/O headers. Man, this is actually going to be a super easy build. What were those guys worried about? They think COVID addled my brain? Can't build computers anymore? I remember when I was the tech tip man. While we're connecting the modular cables to the power supply, I am extremely pleased to bring you guys, finally, the answer to what this random extra connector hanging off the 24-pin cable is. Silverstone emailed me when I expressed confusion about it in December of 2020 and said, hey, it's to allow the power supply to detect voltage drop and ripple changes faster to improve voltage regulation and ripple and noise performance. I'm actually liking this thing so far. Instead of screwing into the top of the PCI rear bracket here like we would normally do, the way they have it set up, you actually screw in from the bottom and it clamps it from the other side. I actually also do not think that this is the best card design for this particular chassis. So you can see that fan back there is going to be completely suffocating. Well, not quite completely, but nearly completely. I don't know if this card's a very good idea. This could be another spot where eBlaztr could benefit from having some additional mesh, because almost any GPU is going to be designed to draw fresh air from the front of the card like this. So you're going to have that mesh cover here, and anything that you can even passively get rid of out the back of the card or around the bottom of the card, that's going to be a good thing. Yeah, it might heat up the back of your monitor a little bit, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I'd rather a cool GPU and a hot monitor than the other way around. Yeah, this is a more traditional style card. What's funny about this one though is it's actually taller than usual. I don't know if either of the GPUs they sent me are compatible, Brandon. Now you're cooking with GPU. Do we have any clearance issues? No, okay. It can accommodate high profile cards. This feels like a high quality riser. Doesn't say anywhere on it that it's Gen 4, but hopefully it is. I moved their weird 3D printed PCI slot cover from the outer slot to the inner one. And the reason I did that was because I was hoping to actually still get away with the 3080 Ti. And I'm hoping to do that by having enough space behind the card, see that? That it can kind of get rid of some of that hot air somehow, hopefully maybe, but without drawing all of it into the CPU. There's a little sandwich there. See that? Oh, well now you can see it. Oh crap. Man, how am I making this worse? The thing is, I'm not saying this is any less secure than a regular case. In fact, I would say it's the opposite of that. The fact that you've got all of the load being borne vertically like this means it's probably pretty good. The issue is that because the focus of this product is portability, and like this could be thrown around in a backpack or something, I would like to see something bracing the back of the card. That's awesome. I mean, considering how long did this even take? This took like an hour to film. I'm sitting here talking to you guys instead of being focused on building, and I have no instructions. Now that I've had it fall apart on me, I think I have a much better understanding of how this is supposed to work. This clip kind of like holds it, and then the top piece and the other one kind of cover it or something. Wait, you told me to post it before closing it, and I didn't do it. This thing looks so awesome, Brandon. Did you even get like a glamour shot of it? That looks amazing. Now it's all closed up, it looks sick. You should just get some Brandon-ness going on. You ready? Uh-oh. Classic. You close the panels before you... What is that? Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you mad? Okay, is it this 4-pin? Never plugging in that stupid 4-pin connector again. Well, did I plug it into the wrong spot or something? No. See, that's why I got confused, Silverstone. Oh, it's definitely heavier now. You know, to their credit, this hinge design, I mean, it's pretty good considering how heavy it is, but it's, you know, in an earthquake, you'd definitely notice. There's not much in the way of postcodes on this board because it's ITX, but it looks like it's a VGA code. And it didn't take me long to figure out that I did make a small boo-boo. I never actually plugged in the PCIe riser. It'll come. I'm closing it up. The system has posted in safe mode. It might be because you are an idiot. All right, I don't really like this straight up thing that we got going on here, but I can fix that. Oi! Okay, it's definitely... They make these adjustments look very easy in the video. Maybe it's just a matter of like not being jacked enough, but that is not that easy. I do wish this was a little more attractive if I have to see it above my, it kind of makes it feel like the monitor has gigantic, like made for children style bezels, like I expect to see a huge VTech logo here, you know? You know, technically nothing would prevent you from putting a bigger monitor on it. Yeah, it's just VESA, but good luck fitting it into the backpack when you're done. We're coming back to the backpack, don't you worry. Shark Gaming, my first impression of you is not favorable. This looks like a TN panel. Thankfully it's 240 hertz, but I was right. This is in fact a TN panel. So, trying to run a torture test here. Oh, wow. CPU package, 100%. I can definitely feel an aura of warmth around it. That poor CPU cooler is not getting fresh air, but honestly, I feel like that might be a bit of a configuration error on our part because we could have easily put a higher profile cooler on here, and then I don't think it would be an issue at all. It would do two things. It would A, be a bigger heat sink, and B, allow the fan on the top to draw fresh air in from outside the case rather than taking that recirculated air from our RTX 3080 Founders that's blowing a lot of hot air around inside the case. Did I remember to put thermal compound on? Brendan, did you ever actually see me put it on the CPU? No. Oh my God, do I have to pull the whole thing? Oh no! It's definitely not my finest tech tips moment. You know what, I got thermal compound all over myself and I was getting it all over things and I was like kind of annoyed. So I think I got a little distracted at the time. Let's find out. Oh, I did put thermal compound on.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Well, why is it at 100 freaking degrees then? I even got a pretty good spread, like that's fine. And now my install is corrupt. I don't know. Does this case work? Yeah, yes, it holds hardware. Should we have put a slightly bigger cooler on it? Yes. Would I recommend using a Founders card? Probably not. I would probably lean towards a different style of card. But none of that means that this concept doesn't work and that your Windows will break. What I want to know next is how's the transportation like in the backpack? Let's let it attempt its repairs, but otherwise I think we're just gonna move on. Hardware info is gone. Brandon, I had hardware info on the desktop, it's gone. Prime 95 was the last thing I installed. I installed firm market hardware info before I installed Prime 95. Prime 95 is gone. The actual executable is gone. Is this part of the repair process, Microsoft? You just remove all the last, I mean, it's kind of smart actually. Yeah, I'm at 55 degrees at idle right now. The GPU's not even doing anything. We can't even blame the GPU spitting hot air all over the place. And we're pretty much reaching equilibrium here. So our RTX 3080 Ti is performing exactly as we'd expect. And in spite of all of that heat being thrown around, our CPU temps actually haven't changed. We're still sitting at around anywhere from 50 to, actually, yeah, they're all sitting around 50 degrees on all the P cores. Wow, I haven't looked at this game on a TN monitor in a while. It's not better. let's just put it in the backpack. None of it has anything to do with the case. I will give you my personal Linus Tech Tips guarantee. Now, another thing that eBlaztr wanted to make clear is that this is not the final form for their backpack, and I should certainly hope not. It's really not anything special, and the zipper's broken. Also, speaking of zippers, there's an exposed zipper both here and here, meaning that there will always be a zipper up against your panel, which is not something that I would recommend. Is this really portable? Is this a competitor for a gaming laptop for someone who, you know, lands a lot or whatever else? Right now, my gut feeling is, I don't know, guys, but let's put it on the back. Let's cinch up the waist straps, and we'll see if my feelings change. Like I said, this zipper is broken, so I can't actually do it up. This feels a little sketchy. For a very specific customer, yeah, I could see a totable, because it's not just the case, right? Like, that's the thing you gotta remember. I could see a totable all-in-one gaming machine actually making a ton of sense. Compared to other gaming AIOs, because you can build it yourself, it's price competitive and infinitely customizable. But I don't think this one is designed for me. I just am not the target market. What I am is a person who will tell you about our sponsor.
Micro Center. Micro Center is one of the best places to shop for desktops, laptops, computer components, monitors, TVs, network equipment, basically all your technology needs. Get the best prices and selection on computer hardware and everything else technology at one of Micro Center's 25 locations across the US. New Micro Center customers can get $50 off select CPUs like AMD's Ryzen 5800X or Intel's i9-12900K, in-store only, no purchase necessary. If you combine this coupon with their $20 off select motherboard and CPU bundles, you can save $70 in total. But what if you're already a Micro Center customer? No problem. There are still a ton of motherboard and CPU bundles available, so click the link below and shop at Micro Center today.
Really? I am cursed today. I can't. The point is, I get where they're going with this, but for the number of times that I actually have to carry a full gaming rig, I'd rather have an SFF and a portable monitor or something like that than fully commit to this form factor. And if I traveled a ton, well then I would probably spend the extra on something like an Asus X13.